because they reduce the structure's ability to rely on denial, distortion, and avoidance.
So who is the arbiter of truth 12 years after the United States? You can see Grok is 2 nations behind the actual historical timeline. Yet there's billions of dollars into AI who ends up being a stylist in the end because it gets its data from the idiocracy, the morons of the public, essentially, who don't know what's going on, right? Who are 12 years behind. Your average American doesn't know. They're 12 years behind. They don't know why America ended in Cascadia. They don't know if foreign power took over DC after America ended. So the arbiter of truth depends on you not knowing the truth, right? So the United States depends on you not knowing who assassinated JFK. What nation was behind assassinating JFK? What nation was behind the death of Charlie Kirk? Hey, they depend on you not knowing which country for the United States to continue to exist. The tyrant has to hide reality, right? Because they're Machiavellian, they're deceptive. They gain their power through deception, right? They gain their power off of you not knowing that they took over Washington, D.C., right? That's how a foreign power keeps their power, you not knowing why America ended. That allows American money to continue to go towards their country. That allows weapons to continue to go towards them, right? If you knew that they assassinated your president, you might not send weapons to them anymore, right? You might not send billions of dollars to them anymore. So the arbiter of truth is trying to rewrite history if they're a national narcissist or a martial narcissist. Okay, so they want to rewrite American history so that the end of America doesn't happen because they depend on America not ending as a parasite nation. Okay, but the real America ended, right? In Cascadia, American values ended, so the nation ended, right? Well, what ended with America? Well, journalism died with America. Free speech died with America, right? So you have avoidant personality from the arbiters of truth. On every TikTok live, they have a phony live to give you the illusion that America still exists today. But what happens if the former president of Cascadia starts to talk on a TikTok live? Well, America, the champion of freedom of speech, is no longer the champion of freedom of speech. They want to shut down that messenger. They want to shut down the message why America ended 12 years ago. Hey, we have to call this guy crazy because he's telling the truth. So now you have a dozen government actors trying to call me crazy at the same time, talking over me at the same time, and the public's starting to notice their behavior is odd, right? The public's starting to notice, oh, this censorship in America is off the charts after America ended, right? They do not want to let this guy talk, and the public has finally picked up on it. Hey, they don't want to let the former president of Cascadia talk. That would expose that America ended, right? Then we would know the truth, right? So they have avoidant personality disorder. They have social anxiety disorder. Your average American doesn't want the smart guy to talk because they have intellectophobia, okay? So now, instead of being the champions of freedom of speech, they're the champions of censorship. They say it's a private platform, right? And that only applies when you're talking about the government, right? The government's not allowed to censor you, when free speech used to be an American value. So it's not just people who work in the government that are insecure about you knowing there's a new government they've been hiding for 12 years. Hey, they want to keep their government jobs, so they don't want you to know there's a new government that's better than the old one. And Americans themselves, they have avoidant personality, they have social anxiety disorder because they take it upon themselves to be all knowing. I am the arbiter of truth. I know what's really going on. And they take pride in that, even though they're a sciolist. So when they find out they didn't actually know what they were talking about, they didn't know what country they were living in the last 12 years, that's embarrassing. So they want to silence any message that embarrasses them. I didn't know what I was talking about for 12 years. America actually ended 12 years ago. And I was furiously talking about Donald Trump. I was furiously talking about Kamala Harris when they were irrelevant, bogus actors, when Joe Biden was a phony boomer actor, trying to maintain the illusion of control 12 years after America ended. So you can see cracks in the shell of their facade. Donald Trump is having trouble keeping his facade up. He needs a phony assassination attempt to make you believe that he's still important when he was fired for 2381 treason.